What's up, SGL? How's everyone doing tonight? This is the Only Bazaar, and I apologize for starting this at the very last second, but we are going to be kicking off right at this instant with our first of the doubleheader tonight. We're going to be kicking it off with the SGL Premier League, Timbers Army versus Emerald City RC, the Cascadia Derby matchup you want to watch and not miss out on. Whenever these two play each other, it's always a banger. After this, we will be streaming the SGL Championship match between the Rebellion and Los Verdes. So give me like 1 or 2 more minutes. I will be kicking off this match very soon. I just need to set up the lobby, and then we will be commencing the first match. So whilst we wait for both teams to join, let us take a look at the schedule for week 10 to see what we have left for the rest of this week. So as you can see right here, we have, sorry, 1 sec. There. We have played 2 matches already, 1 each in the Premier and the Championship, both of them unfortunately being sweeps. EC Defiance seeing off Frontera Azul on Sunday, January 11th, and then 2 days after that, yesterday, Lasico Dose swept EM Dallasburn. EM Dallasburn getting their first sweep at them this season. After the 2 matches that we have here tonight, we will be going to Frontera Chrome versus Sounders RC, which will kick off on Friday. And then for the other 2 matches, we have yet to see them scheduled. El Matador versus Casey Cauldron is likely to be scheduled on Saturday. And then Axe and Rose versus EC Eternal is yet to be scheduled, but we hope to see that get set up as soon as possible. Right. Everyone's in. It's only fair that we get started. So, sit tight, get ready. We're going to kick off very soon. Spanky, right on. Good to see you two in chat. Glad to have you here with us tonight. All right, we have both teams entering the lobby right now. We are counting down to kickoff. Here we go. Timbers Army versus Emerald City RC. And for Timbers Army, we see the standard trio. Rydog, Nelly, and Loyboy. And for Emerald City RC, the return of Smashly FC after so long. And he's teaming up, with Gojo and Toad Death. Difo, good to see you in chat as well. So far, Emerald City RC is a bit on the back foot right now. They have to pull out that save. Gojo doing a good job of saving that at the near post, not getting demoed, and keeping himself at the right place to save that near post shot. But it's not over for them yet. Rydog centering it. Nelly popping it up. Loyboy waiting to see where the ball will end up. And it's a loose touch from Gojo towards the middle. Smashly, though, gets in front of Loyboy right on time. And Gojo finally gets it out. Speaking of Loyboy, he couldn't get to the ball, but fortunately for him, it goes off target. He's able to clear it out to Rydog, who sets up Nelly for the shot. Shot off target. The ball bounces up. Loyboy with a weak center attempt. Rydog, though, is there to clean up. The open net at his mercy. The green mist pops off of the goal. And Timbers Army take the lead. 1-0. Adifo, I'm watching on my big TV today. Hell yeah, bro. Hopefully it's a good viewing experience for you over there. Unfortunately for you, your team is struggling right now. Nelly gets the second for Timbers Army. Not too long after kickoff, Smashy having to fend off with the backboard. Loose touch from him, leaves Nelly with an easy goal scoring opportunity, powers it into the goal, and just like that, Timbers Army are up 2-0. Here we go. We know Loyboy can get some magic going, but he cannot get the final touch. He was up at the ceiling looking likely to get the double off of the backboard. Just could not redirect it into the back of the net. Overall, not an easy skill, but we've seen Loyboy do harder things in SGL already. ECRC are going to be breathing a sigh of relief that they are only 2-0 down at that moment, and Gojo gets one back. After a great 50 in the midfield, Rydog didn't have much boost, had to get in front of the ball, but he knocks it to Gojo, who puts it into the open net. And just like that, even though ECRC have struggled, they're back in it. 2-1 to Timbers Army. Now this Timbers Army side, even if they make mistakes like that, even if something like that happens to them, it doesn't deter them. It doesn't frustrate them. So you see them continuing to play their game, and they still look very confident. You just see how easily Loyboy was able to bring the ball up, and now a center from Nelly to Rydog. Toad Death doing a good job of getting in front, but Rydog did just enough to keep the pressure up. Loyboy and Rydog combining. A fake. Smashy isn't deterred. He gets the ball out. Now Smashy with a shot on net. Loyboy back there to make the save. And gets the clearance out as well. Loyboy gets the mid boost. He has a chance to take on Gojo, who puts up a great 50 at the flanks. Does just enough to help his team establish themselves defensively. Knockdown from Toad. Smashy trying to bump Loyboy away to no avail. Timbers Army have looked really aggressive right here, not choosing to sit back. Rydog and then Loyboy. Somehow, Loyboy couldn't get the shot off after Rydog got his. And ECRC are still in it. Despite conceding so many chances, they can very easily equalize off this counterattack. Smashly to Toad. Toad towards the net. Too easy for Nelly, though. He gets it out, and a huge 50 in the midfield. Sees Loyboy get the third for Timbers Army. ECRC tried to do what they could to keep the pressure up. Gojo cutting as well as Smashly. One guy had to go back. Neither of them did. That left the open net for Loyboy, and Timbers Army extend the lead back to 2. We see Gojo perform some magic for his team already, but this might be a tough assignment for him, especially when he has to contend with a team like Timbers Army that defends so well in all situations. They prevent you from getting that much time on the ball. Anytime you get back, they'll be back there, and they'll make sure to get in your face. We're seeing this already right now. The bumps and demos will help, though. Open net. That should have gone in. Toad has scored, though. Smashly getting a high shot down. Just couldn't beat that Timbers Army backline, though. They've been set up back there to stop all chances. They've done it yet again. With 1 minute remaining, it's still 3-1 to Timbers Army. Might they get a second? ECRC do right there. 9 minutes into the final, 9 seconds, sorry, into the final minute. Nelly with an awkward backflip, and Gojo gets the dunk on him. 3-2. ECRC are still in it. They might take us to overtime in this game one. Oh, Lloyd Boy trying to set up for a reset. He does. Fake. Nelly doesn't get the shot off. Gojo has the boost. He can go and dribble this, but he chooses to go for a big pitch. Lloyd Boy playing it out to Nelly. His teammates, Gojo's teammates, are both back, waiting for the ball to come to them. I like that first touch, but it is a bit too loose. Smashy trying to be patient, but just couldn't get his dominance in position. And now the whole team is on the back foot, having to contend with this attack from Timber's Army. Awkward deflection, sees Lloyd Boy centering into the middle. Right on, cannot get the shot off. Nelly's up there. He is lucky that he was able to get the first touch and not get beaten, because that easily could have been 3-3. And with the clock ticking down to 0, Timber's Army need to see this off, because ECRC are committing to one final attack. A 1-2! Gojo, 0, second equalizer. You can never count ECRC out, especially when they bring this lineup to the floor. Gojo with the 0-second EQ, 3-3, and we are heading to overtime. Despite Timber's Army's dominance, they make a fatal error, give too much time to ECRC to get going. No one trying to stop the first couple of passes. And now ECRC have a chance to get the game winner. Tone Death and Gojo just not able to get themselves set up. I understand why Tone Death tried to go back, look for Gojo, but Gojo was in an awkward position as well. Couldn't really cut and get to that quickly enough. You gotta be pragmatic in those situations when you're not comfortable or on the side of caution. And now Timber's Army are on the back foot. ECRC are finding their groove yet again, but the net is open. Pitch attempt. Tone Death able to get back, and now he clears it out. No Spanky in this lineup, but Smashley has settled in and is starting to do well. Right now, though, for ECRC, they need to get this goal. They need to take the initiative if they were to stand a chance of getting the win over Timber's Army. Shot attempt from Smashley to no avail, but Gojo is at the right spot to keep it going. Lloyd Boy finally clears it out. Rydog has enough boost to go for the shot. Throw it at the near post. Rydog overshot that ball. He had to get out of the goal to set himself up again. And now Nelly sets up Lloyd Boy. Off target. Lloyd Boy tried to go for another center, but just couldn't get the right touch to follow it up. Now Nelly has to come in. Keep ECRC pinned back. Rydog centering it. Good defending so far from ECRC. They've done a good job of stopping Timber's Army from getting easy chances. The ball, though, is stuck at that corner. They're still unable to get it out. Finally, Gojo brings it out. Now the ball is centered. Smashley all the way up there, but he has no boost to keep going. Rydog gets right back in time. Toad diving to go for the 50, but Rydog gets the soft touch to see it off. And ECRC are coming forward. They smell blood. They see a game winner for them in game one. Off target. Tone Death can even follow it up, and this overtime is still going. Absolutely action-packed OT right here. This game one has had it all, and it's not looking like it could finish until that center. Nelly with the game winner. Smashing with an awkward touch. Gojo had to commit, and Nelly is the beneficiary. Gets the open shot into the open net. Game winner for Timber's Army. After losing out on their 2-goal lead, they come back and win 4-3 in overtime. What a result for Timbers Army after all the struggles they dealt with. Gojo stepped it up big time. Smashly coming in allows this team to be as fluid and dynamic as they can be. If I were them, I would stick with this trio for the whole match, even if Spanky and Utopia might be around. Although looking right here, Utopia just come in for Toad. What a surprise. Here we go. Smashly, Utopia, Gojo versus Boy, Nelly, and Rydog. Skyline, good to see you in chat, bro. And thank you very much for the 100 bits yet again. Much appreciated. And you know what? The Seattle boys in the chat will appreciate that first goal. Great team play from Utopia to Smashly to Gojo. Timbers Army caught off guard, not ready for that. And ECRC take the lead, 1-0. Utopia's been on the bench for the past couple of matches. Now he makes his appearance. Plays a decent part in that first goal. Could have had a second right there, but Smashly just couldn't get his car controlled, even though he did a really good job. And now it's Boy's turn to get on the score sheet. Rydog with a huge clearance. Gojo trying to get up and get it out of the way, but Boy knew where that ball was coming. Gets into the right place, finishes it into the near post. And we've only played 29 seconds with the scoreline being 1-1. Rydog with a big pop-up. This is inviting for Timbers Army. Boy going for the bumps. Nelly had 0 boost, so he was not willing to commit to that. Finally gets there, though. But he wasn't able to get the ball. Rydog did the initial approach to keep the pressure going. Great touch from Boy to set himself up for the counter. Gets the musty. Gojo, though, was one too many for him to beat. Now Nelly and Rydog are starting to get involved. Rydog lets it go. Boy takes over. Goes for a shot attempt, but it gets off the backboard. Nice touch from Smashly as well to keep it close. Boy centers it, but that's way too close to Gojo. He saw what was coming, and now he's able to follow this up. Great 50, though, from Nelly to keep the ball in the midfield. Timbers Army come back again. Great bump from Boy. Nelly with the finishing touch. Boy got the first, and now Nelly gets the second. Timbers Army, they were starting this game 1-0 down, and they're already up 2-1. See what Smashly can do right here. Gojo letting it go. Utopia gets beat. The net is open. Boy getting ready for a shot. He couldn't get the angle. Granted, even if it's open, it's not that easy. But now he gets a second chance. Nelly pops it up. Boy off the backboard. And Smashly gets a chance to clear it out. Rydog off the backboard yet again. ECRC are pinned back. Boy not following it up. He's looking for a double, possibly a triple. Gojo finally gets it out after all that pressure. And now ECRC advance. Gojo keeping the ball at the backboard. Nelly saw that coming and gets it out. Big bump from Rydog on Smashly. Utopia trying to keep it going. Great 50 from Utopia. Off the backboard. Smashly waits. He's caught off guard. Gojo comes up right now. He's going to see if he can get to Boy right there. Boy saw him coming and touches it to the side. Now Nelly's there to keep the attack going. Nelly to Rydog. To Boy. Shot on net. Good save by Gojo. Gojo beats Boy as well. Does he have the boost? No, he does not. To keep this going, Rydog, though, has enough to keep it going if he needed to, but he got bumped away. And now Boy trying to bring it forward yet again, creating an opportunity for Nelly, who dunks on Utopia. Gojo, and gets the third for Timbers Army. Here we go. We've seen this before in game 1. Timbers Army were up 3-1, and then ECRC came back. Creative kickoff attempt right there, but ECRC saw that coming. Unfortunately for Smashly, that shot was off target. Utopia with a decent double. Gojo, though, caught off guard. The ball is going to go to Smashly, who clears it up and allows his teammates to get themselves set up for this attack. Nelly with an awkward touch across to the other end. He's lucky no one from ECRC took a chance right there. That was a very risky attempt. Another awkward moment right there because Rydog was right there. He could have gone to touch on the ball. Of course, he was going in the opposite direction, so he chose to let it go. That allowed Smashy to come back and reestablish an attack. It's looking a little chaotic in that midfield at the moment. Someone needs to take charge. Loyboy gets met by Utopia. Gojo misses his touch. Loyboy demos. Potential for Timber's Army to get their fourth right here. A pass to Rydog. A double commit leaves ECRC in disarray. They need Gojo to keep his composure and see this off, and he does very well to at least bring it out into the midfield. With 1 minute remaining, 3-1. We've seen ECRC come back in the final minute of game 1 to take us to overtime. They can do it yet again, but this Timber's Army team is doing a great job of wasting time, unlike in game 1. Rip Shark and Mama Rydog, good to see you both. Mama Rydog cheering for Nelly, even though his boy Rydog is playing right now. We'll see if ECRC can get a quick goal right here. Counter attack. But Rydog gets a great first touch and clears it out. Smashy pops it up in the midfield. That invites Loyboy forward. Gets the reset off the ceiling. And Gojo has to come up and intervene. That's attempt from Rydog to Nelly for his hat-trick. But both Gojo and Smashley died for that. And Smashley gets the save. Now he's trying to bait out Timber's Army. But they know they have a 2-goal lead, so they're playing it more patiently, trying to waste more time. And I think they have done just enough to get game 2 and set themselves up for a sweep over their Cascadia rivals. Playboy Party, good to see you in chat. Can both teams lose? Only if they don't play their match and don't try to schedule. That's the only way both teams can lose. But here you are. We're watching both teams play, so deal with it. Not gonna lie, I was surprised to see Utopia come in. He's been around, but he's mostly been on the bench. We'll see if he remains in this lineup or gets subbed out. Maybe someone else gets subbed out. Because, you know, for once we have potentially a full squad, so we might see some other players come in. Game 3, both teams are getting ready to get in. No time to waste. Timber's Army want to see this off. They want to end it nice and early. ECRC, though, after a great victory over El Matador last week, are snapping back into reality. Gravity has brought them down to earth almost instantly, but they might be able to rebound back in game 3. Here we go. Can they keep this match going, or will Timber's Army get a big sweep? I'm not gonna lie, chat, but the way this match has started, Timber's Army getting a quick fire goal, and the confidence is oozing out of the boys in blue. Loyboy right at the right place at the right time for that huge Rydog 50. Timber's Army take the lead with only 22 seconds played. Mama Rydog's calling for a sweep. So far, his boy and Loyboy have delivered. Potential second right there. Great pass from Loyboy, but Rydog was more interested in getting a bump at the goal. Gojo meets Loyboy in the middle. Rydog to Nelly. Nelly couldn't get the touch. Toe Death is back in for Utopia and is gonna set up for an equalizer, but Nelly gets back to clear it away. And now Loyboy takes over. Nice 50 right there. Making sure not to flip up onto that Musty. But again, whenever he tries to set those dribbles up, ECRC has a second player ready for the loose ball afterwards. They've done a good job with that. But when everyone from Timber's Army gets involved, it's just a bit too much for ECRC to handle. Once again, another Great attack from Timber's Army. Look at the aggression they have on display. Anytime a ball gets up on the backboard, a player from their side is coming up and getting a quick shot, even if it's not powerful enough. ECRC have to respect every shot that comes in. And that is why Timber's Army have been able to succeed here in this match. Center attempt leads to nothing. Toad now brings it up, looking for a shot. Smashing going into the middle. The 1-2 connection right there, trying to bring their team back. But Timber's Army see this off for now. Now Gojo with a solo shot attempt. Nelly couldn't get there on time. The team play couldn't work, so Gojo gets the individualism going, pops it up, doesn't keep going to the ball, avoids the bump, gets the shot off. And it's 1-1 with 2 minutes remaining. Another kickoff attempt right here. Kind of awkward. Timber's Army weren't necessarily ready for that. Shot on net from Toad. And Gojo gets hit second. Gets ECRC second. Timber's Army failed to execute their kickoff and they get punished for it. ECRC takes the lead 2-1. Inevitable, good to see you in chat. Can we see Ride Daddy get a goal? Well, we shall see. He's been trying. It's been Nelly and Loyboy so far getting all the goals. But there's still a lot of time for Rydog to put himself on the score sheet right here. He does try that right there. Just couldn't get to the ball. Now Loyboy up in the pace, trying to get this match done nice and early. Rydog going for a solo attempt. Smashy saw that coming. Great defending. Sees it off for now. But now Loyboy follows it up. Gets it off the backboard. The ball rolls up. Toad is there to clear it out. And now ECRC are able to advance. Not for long, though. Nelly has to bring it up, but he misses. Loyboy takes over. Gets bumped away by Toad. Ball off the backboard. Gojo with a great touch away. And now Timber's Army are going back. This allows ECRC to advance. Free jump attempt by Smashy, couldn't beat Nelly, and now Loyboy brings it forward. Ball high off the backboard, good save right there from Gojo. And Toad now to Smashly. Smashly doesn't get a strong shot. This allows Nelly to make a save. Both Toad and Gojo going for the final shot though. Oh man, if one of them got there, called off the other, it could have been 3-1 to ECRC, but as of now, Timber's Army are still in this game 3. Uh-oh, open net. Rydog should have been up there quicker. Loyboy with a follow-up shot. No power, though. Trying to go for the bounce. Nelly high off the backboard. Rydog, weak shot. Bump attempt from Nelly doesn't work. And Smashly, amidst all the chaos, puts the ball into the back of the net. Inevitable. Rydog has his goal, but it's all thanks to Smashly. Tapping it into the back of the net for him. 2-2 with 1 minute 11 seconds to go. Through 2 in this game, 2-0 in this match. ECRC wins, they get 1 point, and we keep playing. If Timber's Army wins, they get all 4, ECRC get none, and we move on to the Rebellion versus Los Verdes. Final minute now. Could go either way. ECRC have held on very well, but they finally succumbed after so long. Might they be able to get the third? The ball bounces off the crossbar. Follow up from Gojo. Is there anyone else there? Toad to Gojo again. Gojo has to boost the ball up. Smashing going for the bump. Rydog avoids it. Great defending right there. When the going gets tough, Timber's Army step up no matter what. And now with 30 seconds remaining, it's all or nothing now for ECRC. They gotta go for it. Timber's Army, though, are also going for it. They don't want to defend. They don't want to invite ECRC up. Great 50 from Loyboy, but the ball's going towards the back. Another double commit. This leaves them in a 1v2 situation. Loyboy going for a bump as well. And Gojo does just enough to see it off. And he brings the ball forward. Final attack for ECRC. Shot on net. Nelly saves. Smashing high up off the backboard, and we are going into overtime in game 3. Oh, this might be a fast early OT, but the game keeps going. I thought Loyboy was going to get the game winner right there, but he just didn't have the boost to follow it up. Loyboy, though, does follow up that pass, but he needs to retreat. He does so. Gets the boost, gets the ball right next to his Fennec. Going for a solo dribble attempt towards the net. Toad does just enough to keep it away, but the ball's coming back into the middle. Loose touch from Gojo to Loyboy, in towards the net, off of the crossbar. Nelly gonna get it on target again. Just been bad finishing from Timber's Army recently. Nelly looking awkward yet again. Doesn't get a clean touch. And now Loyboy has to take care of business. Oh, on his own! And he does just enough. He gets the game winner. Loyboy does it yet again. He has been Timber's Army's savior against ECRC. And he ensures that ECRC go away with absolutely nothing. Timber's Army win this game 3-2, and they win this match 3-0. Wow, what a thriller. I mean, not according to the match result, sure, but game 1 OT could have gone either way. Game 2 was also close, but Timber's Army saw that off more comfortably. This game 3, though, was anything but comfortable for Timber's Army. Absolute craziness. Insane. But that worked out for Timber's Army. Even if it wasn't their best performance, they still saw off ECRC's challenge, and after beating El Matador 3-1, they will be annoyed to not come away with a single point right here, because they absolutely deserved it against Timber's Army. All right, but we're not done yet. We are going to be getting ready for the second match that will be kicking off very soon. From the Premier League, we go to the Championship. We are going to be setting up in about a minute for the Rebellion versus Los Verdes. You know what's interesting? We didn't get to see a single Spanky appearance. I was surprised by that because Spanky has been so good this season. Got to see Utopia come in at the very least and get some game time here. He looked pretty good in that game too. And of course, Smashley making his appearance after so long. A rare Smashley appearance for that matter as well. We had it all in this matchup, not gonna lie. The only thing we didn't have is just a point for ECRC. We didn't get a right-out game winner, guys, but Loyboy did step up and his team got the victory, so that's all that matters for Timber's Army right here. All right, so we are setting up for our second match right now. From the Premier, as I mentioned earlier, from the Premier to the Championship, we're going to be kicking off with the Rebellion versus Los Verdes. From a very close matchup between first and fifth in the Premier to what is probably going to be a one-sided affair between first place Rebellion and 7th place Los Verdes. The storyline though here is, can Los Verdes get their first point? This is going to be their toughest assignment this season. But if they can get 1 point, I think they'll be very happy with that. That will be a victory for them in a way. So we'll see if they can get that done. And we are not going to waste much more time. We're going to be kicking it off right about now. Both teams are in. Let's get started. Both teams are just about to get in. Going to be kicking off very soon. As the clock ticks down, here we go. The Rebellion versus Los Verdes in the SGL Championship. For the Rebellion, we see both Polar and Short starting, and this time their third is Pipe Shot Gogan. And already we see Shorts and Polar combining. Loose ball in the midfield, Shorts pops it up. Polar's there to get it off the crossbar, and the Rebellion take the lead with only 11 seconds played. Meanwhile, for Los Verdes, it's Trigga, Justin, and Optimat. Both Justin and Optimat recently joined a couple of weeks ago as part of the roster update window. So they already made their debut last week. This is the second match that they're playing in tonight. League match, rather, because they have played in the cup already. And obviously against the Rebellion, it would be amazing if they could even get a goal in this game one, because whenever Shorts and Polar are playing together, I mean, they're a very tough duo to deal with on their own. And let's not, ignore Gogan as well. Gogan has gone so much better. He's a very good player himself. So for Los Verdes, this is a very, very difficult ask. They have been getting better, but the rest of the teams around them have been getting better as well. Los Verdes have it all to do if they are to get even a single goal, let alone a single game win. Richter, good to see you in chat. Unfortunately, you're seeing the Rebellion dominate Los Verdes so far. That ball was stuck in front of the orange goal for a while. Trigga missing that. Shorts to Polar yet again, by the way. Second assist for Shorts, second goal for Polar. 2-0. And there's still a lot of Rocket League left in this game one. By the way, for those of you who were here for the first match between TA and ECRC, if you're wondering why we haven't done any interviews, it's because this match was supposed to kick off at 1:30. So we had to skip over the interview once Game 3 ended, and now we are getting started with this. 3 minutes, 30 seconds remaining. The Rebellion are up 3-0 already. A hat-trick for Polar, a hat-trick of assists for Shorts, and that off of a 77-mile-per-hour, 123-kilometer-per-hour banger from Alan's BangersOnly.com radar gun. And might we see a fourth right here? Shorts and Gogan both trying to get their first in this game. Now they need to backpedal and defend. This invites Los Verdes up. Justin in the midfield, trying to keep it in the blue half. Optimat gets a nice second touch, but he doesn't have any boost to follow this up. And Justin comes right in and gets the first for Los Verdes. The Rebellion were not ready for that, and Justin makes them pay. Nice curled finish into the near post. Los Verdes are back in it. It's 3-1. Wow, who could have seen that coming? I'm honestly surprised that even went through. But good job by Los Verdes to get a goal back. And now the Rebellion are already coming up. They're already up at the pace. These poor Los Verdes boys are going to be in for a wild ride. Polar coming in with the goal. Shorts getting yet another assist. 4 goals for Polar. 4 assists for Shorts. And that's 4-1 to the Rebellion. Oh man, every single time Los Verdes step up their game and start to perform better, they just get met by a team that takes their game up to another gear and just keeps them stuck back in their orange half, keeps them rooted on the ground. Might there be a fifth coming in? Optiman pulls out a decent save, but the ball's popped up in the middle. No one recovers back. And guess what? Shorts to Polar. Shorts with his 5th assist. Polar with his 5th goal. What's up, Opossum? Good to see you, man. I'm guessing you're Polar's friend, right? Well, you know, we got to see a Los Verdes goal at least. That's pretty good for game 1. And now they need to settle in real quick if they are to have a chance at getting their first point in SGL this season. Because yet again, Shorts and Polar are absolutely bullying this Los Verdes side. Gogan hasn't had too many touches himself. He's been involved, but not as heavily as his teammates. But Gogan might get his goal right here. And there you go. Barely involved. It's all been Polar and Shorts. And now, Gogan gets in on the goals. He gets his first. And the Rebellion get their 6th. Well, you're saying that's your boy up there, Opossum. Oh, you're here for Optimat. Yeah, thanks for the heads up. I thought I saw you before, but maybe he was for Optimat. Yeah, your boy has a tough assignment to deal with. I mean, the Rebellion are in first place in the championship, looking really good, and they have gone their 7th. Polar is like, all right, I've scored enough goals. Gogan, get involved. Start scoring your goals. And we have in Brazil. All right, with that Brazil out of the way, can Los Verdes get another goal and keep their spirits up for game 2 at the very least? I think for them, this is just too difficult a matchup for them. I mean, this Rebellion team is just way too good compared to them. The Los Verdes side have already had their struggles against a variety of opposition this season. You know, I mean, this is the only team that has yet to win a single game across both the league and cup. They've been swept in every single match they've played, whether it's a best of 5 or a best of 7. And now the Rebellion don't want to show any mercy. Gogan gets his hat trick. Shorts got his hat trick. Sorry, Polar got his hat trick early on. Gogan gets his hat trick now. 54 seconds remaining. The Rebellion don't look to be in any mood to stop scoring. We might see a double-digit scoreline on the Rebellion side, but for now it is 8-1. Adifo asking, have they played ANR again yet? Yes. Axe and Rose have 2 wins this season, both of them against Los Verdes. And both of them sweeps for that matter. Shorts taking over from Polar right here, trying to look for his team's 9th. Gogan trying to go for a shot himself, but just looked a bit awkward. Trigger, oh my goodness, he gets the 2nd for Los Verdes. With 25 seconds remaining, at least Los Verdes can go back to the drawing board with 2 goals. Polar getting caught off in the midfield. Open net for Trigger. And Los Verdes have 2 goals in this game, but they're still behind 8-2. Indeed, Adifo, that is a Barcelona. Or if you're more of a Premier League fan, a Manchester United versus Arsenal. It's not over yet. The Rebellion want to get their 9th. They probably want to get 10 on this Los Verdes side. Gogan bringing it towards the net. A really awkward moment for Optimat, but Justin is there to bail him out. Now Optimat trying to get it out. The ball is stuck in the corner. It's still stuck there. Shorts trying to get the final goal. Somehow that ball didn't touch the ground before it crossed the goal. And he finally gets on the score sheet. His first in this game. The Rebellion's 9th. And game 1 ends 9-2 to the Rebellion. That was an absolute drubbing. I mean, Gogan is 3rd in the Rebellion scoreboard, and he has 517 points. He has the fewest touches in the Rebellion, and he still has more touches than each Los Verdes player. I mean, that's absolutely insane. That just shows you how much of a mismatch this is. I think Los Verdes knew what was coming when they came into this match tonight, but they're just here trying to have fun, focus on their own little improvements. They got 2 goals. Can they get a game win? That's what it's all about. And we are not going to wait too long because we are going to be diving into game 2 very quickly. Just waiting for both teams to enter. We will kick off game 2 very soon. For those of you who are still around, thank you very much. Game 1, the first match was absolutely awesome, and I'm glad you guys are still around here for game 2 of match 2. Here we go. The Rebellion saw off Los Verdes comfortably with a fast start. Can Trigga, Optimat, and Richter make a difference here in Sovereign Heights? Nice center from Polar, reversing himself into that ball. Shorts pops it up to the corner, cannot get the follow-up. Everyone from the Rebellion's now back. Optimat pitches it off of, I believe that was Trigga. Now the ball's loose in the midfield. 2 big whiffs. Shorts is there to keep it going. Gets a nice soft first touch. Gogan, though, takes it away from him. Now Polar's here. First shot on net. Trigga doesn't get to the ball on time. Polar shows off his limitless goal explosion. Did I say limitless? I meant, I forgot what that was. Luminosity? Whatever it is. The Rebellion are up 1-0. Yeah, Dipole, absolutely. I mean, Los Verdes has a very difficult schedule. The likeliest match for them to get a point was against Axe and Rose, and they got swept against them. So for them, the rest of these matches are just going to get worse and worse. And it's only getting worse in this game too as well. Polar gets his second. A powerful pinch right in the middle. Thanks to Shorts. 2-0 to the Rebellion. We haven't even played a minute yet. Might there be a third? Gogan getting right into the action. Just couldn't get a shot on target off of the crossbar. Shorts brings it back. Gets it off of the ceiling. Tries to get a pass into the middle. Just a good job of getting to the ball, but no one reacts to it. Trigga, though, couldn't get a solid touch away. And that allows Shorts to take over to the middle. Shorts couldn't follow up Polar's dribble, though. But can he do something right here on his own? Does he get a clean touch? But the ball's going to fall towards the net. Not on target. Follow-up not on target either. Third shot attempt. On target. And it's a goal. There you go. Shorts on the score sheet. Nice and early for the Rebellion, who are now 3-0 up. I think for Los Verdes, they cannot really worry about results. I think they've realized that after Axe and Rose, they're most likely going to lose all matches. So it's about, can they keep themselves up at this pace? Can they get themselves used to teams who have played together for a while, who have that chemistry? Can they get the fundamentals right? And then at the end of it all, can they improve their own mechanical skills? And now Richter gets the first touch, but he just lets it go and lets Polar take over, who centers it. And Shorts is coming in, doesn't have the boost to get to the ball. Big dunk from Gogan, though, trying to squeeze it past the post. The ball's still loose. Somebody hit the ball. Gogan gets the final touch. Good save from Richter. Polar couldn't get it in. He was hoping that the ball would bounce off just right, but he couldn't. And now Trigga brings it up for the counter. No one there to follow it up. Off the midfield. Optimat bounces it off the sidewall. Now he needs to go back. Richter too, because the Rebellion are already up and they're hunting for their fourth. Great touch though by Trigga just to see that off. And now he needs to follow up yet again. And he gets a big save at the near post. Polar and Co are relentless. They don't want to give any room to Los Verdes. They want to show no mercy to this team. They want to get a convincing win right here. And that is what they're getting. 4-0 up with less than 2 minutes remaining. A long shot off of a big 50 from Polar at the corner. The Rebellion are up 4-0. Game 2 most definitely is going to them. For Los Verdes, their only hope lies in Game 3. Opossum in chat saying, to learn to sweep, you have to first become the dirt. I mean, I don't know about you, but Los Verdes are rock bottom this season with 0 points, 0 game wins. And it's not getting any better for them against the Rebellion right here. Shorts gets his goal. And the Rebellion are up 5-0 with 1 minute 45 seconds remaining. And with the way this match is going, this game 2 is going, I don't even think we're going to be setting up ourselves for a Brazil, because this Rebellion team is completely outpacing, outmatching the Los Verdes boys. And they have been absolutely dominant in this game 2. Now I wouldn't be surprised if the Rebellion can get 10 goals right here, because they only have to score 4 more, and they still have 90 seconds remaining. Trigger with a nice 50 right there. He has time to follow this up, but instead of trying to dribble with it, chooses to boom it away. Does he have a teammate to get to the ball? He had Richter going for it, Optimat going for it as well. Both couldn't get to the ball. Optimat, though, might be able to get it off the side wall. Pops it into the middle, but just couldn't beat the Rebellion defenders, who bring it forward almost instantly. I think at this point, Los Verdes are just going to be happy enough to stop any more goals from going in. But when the net is this open, Shorts has an easy task. Somehow he misses. Polar follows it up. 7-0. 51 seconds remaining. The Rebellion are absolutely relentless. They just want to keep scoring goals, and that's what they're doing right here. And yet another kickoff goes in the Rebellion's favor. This is how they've been scoring a lot of their goals in this game too. They've gotten a good kickoff into the orange half, and they've been able to get a quick fire goal. And now an open net yet again. Polar slows down, doesn't get a shot on target. Gogan tried to dive in there, but couldn't get the touch. Now Short's going for a double, centers it to Gogan, who cannot get to the ball on time, but he does pop it up to Shorts. And Gogan, that's a short. I meant Polar, and Gogan steals that off of Polar. Shorts and Polar coming up, getting a combination right there, and then Gogan says, you know what, I'm just going to tap this in. I need more goals. And it's 8-0 to the Rebellion with 25 seconds remaining. Trigger, I'm actually surprised you're chatting in Twitch chat right now. I don't know if you've been listening to my commentary this whole time as well. Ooh, a little awkward moment right there, like a bit of a backwards rule 1, I guess. Well, 8-0. It was 9-2 in game 1, and now 8-0 in game 2. Optimat only with 88 points, Richter with 105, Trigger with 200, and third place Pipe Shot Gogan has more than double Trigger and more than the whole Los Verdes team combined. I mean, if that's not a sign of how dominant the Rebellion have been in this matchup, I don't know what is. Pipe Shot Gogan asking, tell me that stolen goal takes Polar's MVP. No, it doesn't. He still got MVP with 767 points. Sorry, bro. Yeah, I mean, if you're Los Verdes, I don't know what else you could try to do right here. They have most likely one more game to play, but it's all about that one game win. We've been talking about this for a while. Doesn't matter if they fail to win the rest of their matches this season. If they could get one game win, get that first point, the monkey's off their back, and they can finally start to get going from there. And right now, we are going to be entering Game 3 very soon. The Rebellion are sticking with the same exact trio. Los Verdes bring back Justin for Richter. Here we go. Can the Rebellion finally get themselves their first point? Sorry, can Los Verdes finally get themselves the first point? Or will the Rebellion succumb them to another sweep? Oh my goodness! I can't believe what I've seen right here! Los Verdes! They have the lead! Polar trying to beat Optimat, but Justin is there at the right place at the right time. 70 miles per hour, 112 kilometers per hour at the near post. And the Los Verdes boys have taken the lead against first place Rebellion. Wow, what a start for Los Verdes. Can they keep this up? Can they see this Rebellion team off? It will take an absolute miracle because IT Polar has just got back in. And just like that, the Rebellion are back. Pogogan with a pass off the backboard. Polar with a soft touch. And Los Verdes have their lead cut short after only a few seconds. It is tied 1 apiece. And Shorts gives his team the lead, just like that. Yep, there it is. Didn't take too long. A kickoff didn't work off so well for Los Verdes. Left Trigger all on his own. Shorts beating him very easily. And the Rebellion are up 2-1. We haven't even played a minute. And they've already come back from their losing position. Ooh, Goga try to go up. Try to get it to the middle towards Polar, who touches it to the opposite flank. Shorts knows what's coming. They're setting themselves up for a team play right here. Polar, though, going straight for goal. Now Gogan following it up. Doesn't really get enough of a powerful contact to get it back to Shorts at Polar. And Trigger finally gets it out, but it's going to come right back with Gogan bringing it forward. Good save right there by Trigger. Polar came up very high to get that shot off. Not a powerful shot, but still a shot on target. Trigger did well enough to get to that ball on time. And now, can he get the second for Los Verdes? The net is open right here. Justin gets his second, and he gets Los Verdes a second. Los Verdes somehow have equalized. It is 2-2 to the Austin boys. This is absolutely amazing. The Rebellion are overextending and overcommitting, and Los Verdes are finally starting to punish them. It would be absolute insanity if the Rebellion lose a game to Los Verdes. A legendary moment for Season 10, but this Rebellion side are not gonna give that victory to them. They're gonna make sure that they earn it. Big demo from Polar, a bump attempt as well, but Shorts takes care of business. Pipe shot Gogan comes in for the Rebellion's third. 3-2 to the New England Revolution team. We're seeing some much better gameplay come out from these Los Verdes players right now. But the Rebellion, man, once they get going, they're unstoppable. Just so relentless. They're not willing to step back. They're keeping the pressure going, but now Justin brings it up with 0 boost. Optimat, ooh, he got a bit too eager, bumped Justin away. And now Polar brings it out to the other end. Justin needs to get back because that net is open. The ball gets popped up. Shorts trying to get the goal steal, but he couldn't even get there on time because Polar was right there. Taps it into the empty net, and it's 4-2 to the Rebellion, and I can see them running away with this now. Not a bad kickoff right there for Los Verdes, but Gogan does just enough to keep that away. But might Justin get the hat trick? Justin gets the hat trick! And once again, the Los Verdes boys are keeping this comeback on. Open net, Justin with a soft composed touch. This is absolutely insane to see. Los Verdes are not going to give up without a fight. It is 4-3 to the Rebellion, but with all the time remaining, Los Verdes can come back. And just like that, Shorts tries to end their comeback very quickly. Great kickoff for the Rebellion. Perfectly into the middle. Great neutral 50 by Gogan. And Shorts had a powerful shot launched at the near post. The Rebellion restored their 2-goal lead. It's 5-3. Oh, Justin's looking for his fourth right there alongside Trigger. But now the Rebellion come forward with the open net at their mercy. Gogan lets Polar have it. 6-3 with 2 minutes 4 seconds remaining. I said they were going to run away with it when they were 4-2 up. I think now they're definitely going to run away with it because this Los Verdes side is starting to really overextend themselves. Oh, that might have been the seventh, but Trigger just gets it away. Gets a big clearance out as well, but Shorts to Polar, back to Shorts, and it's still going. The Rebellion looking for their 7th to seal the deal in this game 3. Los Verdes, though, don't want to give up. They realize they're outmatched mechanically. They realize they're outmatched in terms of the speed of play. But they're still trying their best to hold on, to keep this close. But with the relentless pressure, the Rebellion have broken down Los Verdes yet again. Shorts gets yet another goal. It is 7-3. And I think now we can safely say, game, set, and match, the Rebellion have most likely won this. Pipe shot Gogan now trying to look for his goal. Just couldn't get much more off of that. Polar, 50 off of Justin. Trigger does well enough, but Gogan is right there to follow up. Gogan centering it. What a demo, though, from Trigger. But Shorts comes in, and yet again, when one player gets taken care of, the other Rebellion player is there to get the shot off. Los Verdes just are unable to keep up with the space and intensity. Shorts with 4 goals and 1 assist. He was the assist king in game 1, but now he's getting all of the goals. It is 8-3 with 1 minute remaining. That's the attempt right there from Los Verdes, but it doesn't really work out. Everyone gets beaten. Justin, noticing what's going on, gets a touch on the ball to keep it away from the Rebellion boys. Shorts and Polar both coming up. Polar setting himself up for a double. Gets it off the backboard to Shorts. Shorts shot on target. Shorts gets his 5th. He is eyeing up his double hat trick right now. And the Rebellion are eyeing up their 10th goal with 36 seconds remaining. It's 9-3, and I wouldn't be surprised if the Rebellion get their 10th from here. And here we go, Polar coming in as well as Gogan. Polar gets his 4th. And there you have it. The Rebellion have been searching for this in each game. They failed in game 1, failed in game 2. They finally get it in game 3. Rebellion 10, Los Verdes 3. And Opossum, I don't think it's going to be over yet because they want to keep going with the goals. Shorts fakes out Los Verdes right there with an incredible mind game. Optimat coming up for the ball. Shorts lets it bounce, gets it off the ground, puts it into the back of the net just like that. The Rebellion have their 11th goal, and they don't want to stop scoring. They want to keep this going. Uh-oh, open net yet again. Nobody can get it out. 6 seconds after kickoff, the Rebellion get their 12th. They have 4 times the goals of Los Verdes in this game 3. And after seeing Los Verdes take the lead, then come back to equalize when they were 2-1 down, and then try to come back when they were 4-2 down. They have lost complete control of this game 3, and the Rebellion have most certainly ended it nice and early. All we need to wait for is the clock to tick down to 0, and the Rebellion will have yet another 4 points to extend their lead at the top and to assert themselves in first place, with Steel Army and EC Defiance following along with them. And there you have it, chat. A sweep to end the night. The first match, Timbers Army versus ECRC, should not have been a sweep, but it was a sweep to Timbers Army. Match 2, no surprises. A sweep to the Rebellion. Well, Justin at least got his first hat trick in SGL. Really happy to see him get that result. This is a very difficult Rebellion team, and they stepped up and they were punishing them consistently. So I'm glad that they've been able to get to this point and keep improving, but it'll still be a long way to go for them if they want to get their first point in SGL this season. But they have to hold their heads up high. They did surprisingly well, if I'm going to be honest, because, you know, this Rebellion team can be absolutely ruthless. So good on them for making it difficult for the Rebellion in Game 3. All right, so I apologize, chat. I'm the only one in the commentary booth right now. Bit of a last-second start, so I'm just trying to rest my voice for a bit, and also trying to make sure everything else is set up, because we will be having interviews after this match, and then we're going to round off the stream afterwards. Opossum, if you want to stick around for the interview, it's going to be a Los Verdes player interviewing right now, so do stick around, at least for that. Otherwise, if you need to go, I'll catch you next time, bro. Yeah, we do interviews. And we are going to be setting up for our first interview very, very soon. All right, we are ready to get our first interview going. Let us welcome on in Los Verdes' Justin, the hat-trick hero of Game 3. Justin, that was an incredibly difficult match to play, but you have had your little victories. At least in Game 3, you got yourselves a lead, and you personally got yourself your first hat-trick in SGL this season. Despite the results, how are you feeling?
I feel good that we played well as a team, that we got in the lead, and it always feels good to get a hat trick. So I'm really feeling great about leveling up a little.
It's really good to hear. And you know, for Los Verdes, it's been a very difficult season overall. They're still searching for their first point in SGL this season, and you know, this matchup against the Rebellion was not going to be the likeliest for you guys to get your first point. So were you guys looking for anything else to satisfy yourselves in this match?
I mean, of course, we're looking for a win at every single match. There's not a match we don't get into that we think we can't win. But honestly, we're just looking to have a good time, score points, and put pressure on our opponents. If we can put pressure and score more goals than they do, then we'll win.
And you were going in that direction in Game 3. I mean, you guys got the lead right there. What was your voice chat like when you guys took the lead?
Oh, I mean, yeah, we were really we were hyped. We were having a good time, and that's all we try to do in Game 3. Like, just put as much pressure on them, Don't hold back. Just be faster than them. I mean, they have more aerial skills than we do. That's pretty obvious if you watch the game. But can we just put pressure and be where the ball is going? And so, yeah, when we were up, I think we were up 2-1 at one point, and maybe even I think we tied it at 3-3. We're like, all right, we got this. We have them right where we want them. But obviously, they put the ball in the air, and that's where we were really struggling today.
And that seems to have been Los Verdes' struggles throughout the season. So, when you have to deal with a team like the Rebellion that is so comfortable up in the air, what is your approach? Like, how do you guys try to counter that?
Yeah, I mean, being in control of the car and being in the right place is going to be the best way to do that. Not following them necessarily to the air unless when necessary. Being in the right position and knowing that you can put pressure on the ball, keeping it in their half is going to put us in a better place. So as much as we can stay on the ground as possible and play within our comfort zone while still being fast and first to the ball is where we think we can succeed.
Absolutely, and that is a really good approach to take. So, in your time that you've been here so far, have you been playing much with Optimat, Triga, and your other teammates? Like, how much have you guys been playing together to try to get used to each other?
Yeah, it's a great question. We practice about once or twice a week, and just try to get some games in, even if it's 2v2. I think for us, knowing what each other's skills are and where each of our strengths is really key, and then knowing where the other person is going to be without having to ask them or without even having to be in voice chat. So yeah, we try to play with each other as much as possible, but it's not easy.
Absolutely, it's not easy at all. I mean, especially when you come into SGL with the dynamics here being so different to the dynamics in your standard casual or ranked lobbies. It takes a bit more for any player at any level to settle into SGL. And on that note, for you and Optimat, you guys are coming in for a very rough second half of the season because the remaining matches are all against, well, the rest of the top four. You guys have Steel Army next, and then you have EC Defiance, and then in your final week, because you have a bye week in the second to last week, you're facing against Frontera Azul. So, I mean, I know you guys are going to try to go for the win, but against these sort of teams, have you guys thought about like any realistic objectives to see if you're taking the next step forward as you progress in SGL?
Yeah, I think realistic objectives is pressuring the opponent in their half as much as possible. I think really trying to ensure that they feel the pressure, and if they do, we have a chance of winning. Not chasing them into the air, but putting pressure on every single ball throughout the match is I think where we'll succeed. And hopefully we can make these opponents feel the pressure a little, and they'll fail, and we can succeed and score more goals than they do.
Hey, you know what? You guys are well on your way to doing that, because you definitely showed that in Game 3. You put the Rebellion on the back foot, so well done for that. I'm not saying this just to appease you. I mean it. You guys have been getting better and better, so I'm looking forward to seeing how you guys do for the rest of this season. I'm done with my own questions for now, though, but I'm going to give you the floor to say whatever you want to say. If you have any shout-outs, anything you want to say, go ahead. The floor is yours.
Shout out to the whole Los Verdes team. I think we have it coming together, and I think we have a chance to notch one in the second half of the season. Let's go get it.
Heck yeah, that's what I like to hear. And hopefully you guys get that first point. I know I'll be cheering for you guys, because I love to see that kind of improvement. Everyone has started where you guys were, by the way. And if you look at Steel Army in particular, they were at the same place you were when they first came into SGL. Eventually, well, now you see who they are. They're a top 2 team. So you guys can do it as well, and I believe in all y'all. GG's. Have a good night, my man.
Awesome. Thanks so much.
There you have it, chat. We are done for the night. A quick fire doubleheader. 1 hour, 15 minutes in, and we played 2 matches. Unfortunately, as we look at the schedule, it's been all sweeps. EC Defiance versus Frontera, EM Dallas Mavericks versus Los Cinco Doce, TA versus ECRC, and the Rebellion versus LV. All sweeps. All sweeps done by the teams in green. We were hoping that this week would have a bit more drama to it, but despite how close it was, especially in the premiere, the winning team just has that little bit more to see off the opposition. And that's why we've had these sweeps so far. So I'm going to say it, like 3 of these 4 sweeps, definitely not, warranted. I think the losing side could have at least had a point. You know what? No, I'm going to say it. Los Verdes could have had a point too. That Rebellion team was throwing in that game 3. They were so sloppy. And Los Verdes could have been able to see them off. But, the Rebellion, they just decide, okay, now we need to step it up. And that's why you see them winning like 12-3 in that game 3. But you know what? It's been a good night so far. We've seen some high quality Rocket League. We've seen progression from Los Verdes. That's what I like to see. We had a Brazil. We had Rebellion scoring 10 plus goals. We've had it all, I'd say. Except for, well, a win from the losing side, unfortunately. But that about wraps it up. Chat, thank you guys for sticking around for both matches. We really appreciate it. If you guys want to see more of this, follow us on Twitch to be here for more streams. Follow our Twitter and Blue Sky accounts to be up to date over our tournament progression. And subscribe to our YouTube channel if you want to catch up on past streams, past SGL podcast episodes, and highlights from each week's action. But before I go, I'm going to catch up with the chat a bit. Pipe Shot Gogan coming in, giving his GGs to Los Verdes, and you saying, we weren't throwing, promise. They really attacked our overstretching in the beginning of game 3. Yeah, so here's the thing. I'm not saying throwing to me that you guys were intentionally playing badly. I was just saying, relative to how you guys played in games 1 and 2, you guys got super sloppy and you got punished for it. So to see Los Verdes play well enough to punish you and get you on your toes and get you up to that next level, I'd say that's progression. Baby steps, right? It's all baby steps at the end of the day, Gogan. And I understand why the Rebellion would get loose. I mean, it's natural. You're playing Rocket League, and you're like, okay, yeah, this is nice and comfortable. And you just kind of get lulled into a false sense of security. Happens to all of us. And then the opposition start putting you on the back foot. You're like, oh, okay, now we need to switch on and get going. So, no, I totally understand, Gogan. Totally get it. Yeah, you know what? I thought we would have had more interviews, but it is kind of late. Time for me to hop off as well. Thank you all for hanging out right here. We will see you on Friday for Frontera Chrome versus Sounders RC. You don't want to miss that. That was a 5-game banger the last time those two teams faced each other. So be there for sure on Friday. We will see you next time. Take care and peace.